Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy Tuesday to you. And I'm looking forward to talking with you about yelling. I know we talk about yelling a lot, but that's okay because it is important that we realize how there are other ways to communicate and encourage your children other than having to yell at them. And I want to talk about today, when does yelling at a child become abuse? It is so socially accepted to be yelling at children, and it's so assumed that yelling at children is okay. I want to know, when is it abuse? Or I want you to know when it is abusive. All right. So, as we're getting started, as you're rolling in, welcome to everybody joining me here on Instagram and on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn and all the other places we're broadcasting to. Welcome. Please share this out if you know someone that's struggling with this. And honestly, all parents struggle with this. So, it's not just you, you're not alone. Everyone struggles with this because life is stressful, things get overwhelming, and then we tend to lose our patience. When I ask parents, what is the one thing you need more of? They'll say patience. So let's talk about this. First, let me tell you, I'm Celia Kibler, family and relationship empowerment coach, here to help you. I am the award-winning author of Raising Happy Toddlers: How to Build Great Parenting Skills and Stop Yelling at Your Kids. This comes in an English version and a Spanish version. So if you have a preference, choose. I have 3 great children's books. You can find them at celiasbooks.com. I am a mommy like you are. 2 children I gave birth to, 3 I gained through marriage, and I've been successfully parenting a blended family for over 39 years now. No, wrong, 29 years. And I've been a real life parent for 41 years. Hi, Kush. Good to see you here. So I'm the founder of Pumped Up Parenting, the co-founder of Fun Fit Family Fitness, and the founder of the Day of Calm Foundation, which holds dear the International Day of Calm. Hope you have some coffee, something great to drink. Cheers. Let's get rolling. Okay. So let's talk about yelling at children. What it does. I'm doing great. Thank you, Kush. I hope you're doing great too. What it does, and really, why is there this fine line of when yelling does become mentally abusive? Okay, we're not hitting our children, so it's not physical abuse, but mental abuse can be a lot worse. Not that there's like a level of what's bad, and I shouldn't put it that way, but mental abuse sticks with us. You know, all the people that go into adulthood thinking, I'm going to have to get therapy to recover from my childhood. Imagine if we didn't have to recover from our childhood. What if we could instead blossom from our childhood? What if we could actually learn how to be better human beings throughout our childhood and not wait till we were adults? I tell people all the time, we are raising adults, not children. They're already children. It's our job to raise a confident, happy, compassionate, kind, self reliant, friendly, loving grown up. That's our job. So, how do we do that? And where does yelling fit in? So, the truth be told, yelling doesn't fit in. Why do we yell? I was on a podcast yesterday, and that the podcast host asked me that question. Why do we yell? There's a lot of reasons we yell. There's a lot of built-in stuff. Some of that built-in stuff is right here in you. Some of that built-in stuff is in your head. You tend to be reactive. You can't handle things not going your way very well. You don't know how to regulate your emotions. These are things you should have learned as a child, and what I hope you are learning and bringing to your children. But if you don't know how to regulate your emotions, how will they know how to regulate theirs? Ask yourself that. If you are trying to get your children to do something and you're yelling and you're screaming, and you may even be hitting your children to get them to do something, you're throwing a tantrum. The same tantrum your 2-year-old is throwing that makes you, angry. But they're throwing it because they don't have emotional regulation. You're throwing it as an adult, and you should have it. Tantrums are tantrums. Tantrums are uncontrollable release of emotions. Whether it's done as an adult or it's done as a child, it is out of control. And for you to control your own tantrums, you have to learn better ways. You have to learn better way to control yourself. You have to learn a better way to encourage your children to cooperate and to listen the first time. When I ask parents, why do you yell? I get 2 answers from parents. One is, I don't know any other way. And that's understandable if you've come from a history of yellers. If you every generation before you yelled at their kids or hit their kids, if that has happened to you, then chances are you don't know any other way because you never learned or observed a different way. You only observed people yelling at you. So you thought that is your normal communication, and that's what you took into your family. Completely understandable. Second reason why parents tell me they yell at kids is because, well, I ask them nicely over and over again, and then they don't do it, and I yell. And I'd be willing to bet most of you have experienced this. As parents, even I have experienced asking my kids something over and over again, them not engaging in what I'm asking, and then I have to yell. Did not happen to me a lot with my children because I was very intentional not to yell at them. I was very intentional to learn other ways because I came from a father who yelled. Wonderful man, super loving, but had a temper. He came from a father who yelled and physically abused him. So thankfully, he was able to curb some of what he learned, but not all of it. And he was very reactional and very, easily flying off the handle. Thank you, Anapan, for putting in my quit yelling course. 21 days, you can stop. 21 days. What will it be like 22 days from now if you take that course and you start it? By going to quityelling.com. Oh, coupon code podcast. Don't forget the coupon code. Saves you over 60%. It's a deal. Let me tell you, it's a deal. But so say you sign up for Quit Yelling today. You have 21 days and you learn how to put a system in place in your home so you don't have to yell anymore. On that 22nd day, things are more peaceful. You're having actual family harmony. What if that could be your reality? If you don't do it, what's 22 days from now going to look like? May 21st. What will that day look like if you don't do anything? If you take nothing from this broadcast, if you don't find one technique in this broadcast that will help you, you don't put it into place. If you say no to the Quit Yelling program, is it worth your sanity? Is it worth your hearing? Is it worth your kids' sanity? Because yelling constantly at children, I'll answer that question, is abusive. Let me tell you what it puts in your head. It puts the voices in your head that you may hear every day that says, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of this success like other people are. Everything I do is wrong. And which complements that is nothing I do is right. If you think this, your children are forming that same opinion of themselves. They lack confidence. They second guess themselves. Thank you, Anupam. They go, out in the world and they're like, and if you're doing this, this is where it came from. Should I really be doing this? I'm not sure. This might not be best for me. Let me go ask somebody. Let me go consult this person to see if they think this is right for me. You know what's right for you in your heart. Your heart's over here. In your heart. It's in the middle. Isn't it in the middle? It's in the middle. You know what's best for you, but we constantly second guess ourselves. That second guessing ourselves is a lack of confidence. That is what that is. That is the lack of confidence in our own behaviors, in our own mindset, in our own belief of ourselves. There may be lots of people around you that believe in you, but you don't believe in you. The only one stopping you is you. And all of that comes from as we were raised as children. That's where that self-doubt comes from. And if you are consistently yelling at your children, you are planting that same self-doubt in their heads. Children that are abused by parents, that are verbally and mentally and physically abused by children, they don't grow up hating their parents. They grow up hating themselves. And I know none of you want that. You probably spend hours a day trying to find solutions for certain things that are going wrong in your family. Certain things you just can't understand, and you get frustrated and irritable because it happens day after day after day. You need to take a proactive approach. If something is happening day after day after day in your home, I highly recommend you look at what's happening and do these things. Step back. When is it happening? Is it happening when your child's tired? Is it happening around mealtime? They're hungry. What might be triggering that behavior? Are they always getting irritable and bothering you and getting fussy at mealtime? They're hungry. Maybe you can offer them a snack that complements the meal, not detracts from it. So something like, why don't you have a few of these blueberries before we get started with dinner? Or if dinner's almost ready, what a great time to offer your child vegetables. I'm hungry, mommy. Okay, here, this part of our meal is ready. Why don't you start here? And offer them the vegetables right off the bat. Then it's off. They can go on to the rest of the food. And if they're truly hungry, they will eat them. You can say, that's all we have ready right now, honey. In a few minutes, we will have dinner ready, and then you can have the rest of dinner. But if you're really hungry right now, start here. Don't give them chips. Don't give them ice cream. Don't give them something that's going to make them no longer hungry for dinner. Give them something that complements their dinner or that's part of their dinner if they're hungry. Because if you don't satisfy that hunger, things will escalate. Tantrums will happen. You'll get angrier and angrier. They'll get angrier and angrier, more irritable. You know how you are when you're hungry? You get irritable. You're hungry. Maybe it's thirst. Maybe they need a nap. Maybe they need a rest. Maybe you need a rest. Often parents are like, get a timeout. But sometimes you're the one that needs a timeout. If you find yourself getting irritated at your kids, and maybe you just came home from a bad day at the office, don't take it out on your kids. Even if you come home to them fighting, say, you know what, guys? Hi, just wanted to let you know I'm home. I really need to go sit down for a minute and calm down. I'll come talk to you in a minute. Don't just go in there and join the fight. That's accomplishing nothing. And that's the thing we have to realize. We have to realize that yelling at children, or anybody for that matter, doesn't produce results. It produces anger, it makes things worse, and for your children, it produces fear. Do you really want your kids to be afraid of you? Do you want them to just listen to you because they're afraid of what's next? Or would you like them to learn true respect because you are offering them true respect? Respect is learned, my friends. You offer respect, they offer respect back. You let them know that they are not your possessions, they are your children. You all are a team. This is your child's first introduction to a community is family. Let them know that they're part of this community. They're not an owned part of the community. You don't control their every move. You give them opportunities to and control their own situations when things are negotiable. You work as a team. You ask them questions. You encourage their opinions. You value what they have to say. Nobody in your family feels invisible. If you're feeling invisible, as often we do in love relationships, we need to talk about it. You need to speak up. How can we fix this? Brainstorm as a family. And if you're ready to stop yelling, if you are truly ready to stop the chaos and stress in your family, to end the generational cycles of dysfunction and abuse that happen every generation and will continue to happen if nobody stands up and decides to learn a better way. If you're going to learn a better way, put hashtag I'm ready. Thank you, gas money for tacos. Thank you. I hope you get gas money for tacos. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate it. If you are ready to find a better way, then speak up. Get the Quit Yelling course at quityelling.com. Put in the coupon code podcast. Telling you guys, brings it down to next to nothing. It's an investment that will pay off for not just years to come in your family, but generations to come in your family. Thank you, Art, for I am ready. Hashtag I am ready. It is up to me. Don't wait to watch your kids raising their kids and watching them yell at their kids and thinking, I should have taken the time to learn better because now here they are yelling at my grandkids. I can't tell you how rewarding it is to watch my children raise my grandchildren and to see the love and attention and the conversation and the learning that goes on between parent child. Thank you for the hearts. It is so rewarding to see my child talk to their child in a respectful way, not just always demanding they do something, giving them an opportunity to say, okay, honey, dinner's almost ready. Do you need 3 or 5 more minutes to play? 5 more minutes. And they give them 5 more minutes, and guess what happens at the end of 5 minutes? Because they offered that to their child stopped when the alarm went off and went to dinner. Instead of them saying, "Dinner time, need to stop what you're doing, let's go." Disrespectful. Whether you think it's important what they're doing or not, you need to teach that respect because when they demand things from you, they've learned it from you demanding of them. The way to stop creating demanding children is stop being a demanding parent. Does that mean your children don't have limits or boundaries? Of course not. They have to have limits and boundaries. It shows them security and love. Does that mean there are no consequences? Of course not. Your children have to have consequences. Yes, they absolutely deserve respect, just like you do. They have to have consequences, but they also have to have encouragement. People will say to me, well, if I encourage them, if I bribe them to do something, that's not right. But are you bribing them when you acknowledge something that they've done well? When you acknowledge the effort that they put into something? Are you bribing them by saying, "Honey, thank you so much for helping with the dishes. I really appreciate it. I didn't even ask you, and I appreciate you helping out." You know what? I'm gonna give you a point on the scoreboard. If you don't know the scoreboard, it's a um, encouragement system that I created. So if you want information, put send me a private message here on Instagram that you would like information on getting the scoreboard. But it's a point system. And when you recognize what your children do right, they get a point and earn points towards a goal. That's not bribery. That's letting them know that they're doing things that are making you proud. Children always wanna make their parents proud, even though it doesn't seem that way sometimes. I get it, I raised 5 kids. Sometimes you're like, "No, they don't." But yes, truly, our brains are created to make our parents proud, to do things that make our parents proud of us. We always work for it, and I'd be willing to bet many of you watching right now are still working to make your parents proud of you. And some of you have not achieved it because some of you never will because your parents are not wired that way. And that's when you have to forgive them for you and you have to carry on to make yourself proud. Often we search for pride because we're not proud of ourselves. And this goes into a lot of personal drama and psychology that's built into our brains that was put there when we were children. All goes back to being kids, right? Right. But you have to work on you and you have to work on your relationship, your communication, your respect of your children and each other. It is so it is so rewarding when your children actually do something because you ask them to one time. You will learn how that can be achieved in the quityelling.com course. 21 days to quit yelling. Coupon code podcast, quityelling.com. You'll learn how to ask the first time and they respond. Wouldn't that be nice? You don't have to ask over and over again. You'll learn what you need to put in place so that yelling and screaming is no longer necessary because they're just cooperating because they want to. You will learn how to create family harmony, true family harmony. It doesn't have to be just a dream. It could be your reality. It is so worth it. Do you start each morning stressed? Put in the comments if your mornings seem to be chaotic, if you're always micromanaging your kids, you can't get them off to school today, you run late, they run late, everybody's running late, you're racing around the house trying to get things done. If that is a good description of your morning, give me hearts or put in the comments that says, yes, that's my morning. Because if that is your morning and if it's stressful and chaotic and you're yelling, and your kids are yelling and everybody's miserable, if that is your morning, how can you possibly have a good day? How can your children possibly have a good day if you're starting off in such a chaotic, stressful way? You can't. You're already starting off on the downhill. We want to start off happy. We want to go up from there. We want to be happy and have a great morning, one that also includes time together. not just everybody split up and running around doing their things. We want good morning routines in place that happen day after day, step by step, so everybody's on board. Everybody is independent and getting themselves ready so everybody has time to do what they need to do, and we're leaving on time. We are not racing around. We are actually leaving on time. It can be a reality, but you have to make it your intention. You take the lead. Don't leave it to your children. They are modeling your behavior. They are seeing what you do and doing that. 80% of communication is nonverbal. 20% is the words you say. So if you're telling them that you need to calm down and you need to get ready and you need to take it slow and you're the one racing around the house being frantic, you're totally contradictory of what's going on. Hi, Megan. Thanks for hopping in. You're contradicting what you're saying. What you're doing speaks much louder than the words you say. You can learn how to do all of this. You can be intentional with all of this. But it's up to you to decide, I am ready. I am ready to make this change. I am ready to impact my kids in a positive, wonderful, loving, compassionate, respectful way. I am ready. Hashtag I am ready. And if you are ready, if you're ready to calm the chaos. Hi, Fen. Yes, yes. As long as it stays good and I can share it at the end, I will share it at the end. But sometimes things quit on me lately, but I don't want to jinx it. So yes, let's just say yes, I will share it. Okay. If not, oh, hello. If something goes wrong here on Instagram, it is always on my YouTube channel, Pumped Up Parenting with Celia Kibler. So you can always hop over to YouTube and see any of these recordings. If for some reason you are live with me on Instagram and you miss the recording, it will be on YouTube saved. Okay. So Pumped Up Parenting with Celia Kibler on YouTube. So it will be if for some reason. Okay. On to yelling or not yelling. On to not yelling. We don't want to be yelling. We want to be not yelling. So be observant of what situations are, what the surrounding, the before and after is to help you. Alina, go to celiasbooks.com. Can someone put that in the comments for me, please? celiasbooks.com. CELIAS books, BOOKS.com. I would do it, but I'm afraid I'll mess up the broadcast. I'm technologically challenged, probably because I'm old, but celiasbooks.com. Okay. So go there. Those are direct links to Amazon. And if you go to Amazon and you don't remember the website, you just search Celia Kibler. Okay. English, Spanish, and my children's books, which are packed away. So sorry, because I just came back from a conference. All right. So who has ADD and ADHD? I do. All right. So back to our conversation, back to our scheduled programming. All right. It is up to you guys to really decide, you know what? I'm done with the chaos. I'm done with the stress. I'm done with the clutter. I'm done with whatever is stressing you out in your life, and I need a change. And if you need a change, your children do too, I guarantee you. And if you don't have children and you're just ready to stop yelling, maybe you're at a job and your boss is always yelling and you've had it up to here with that. Or maybe you're busy yelling at your partner and your partner and you have gotten so heated that there's a lot of name calling and yelling and cussing. I help relationships too. Do you really want to live that relationship? Or would you like to come home with a smile on your face, excited to be home? We have difficulty with balance between work and home life. And so much of that is because we're stressed out. We're stressed out with our work. We're stressed out at home. And it's just a fireball of stress that never ends. You deserve a much happier, calmer life. You are worthy of all of those things. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of happiness. You are worthy of being calm. You are worthy of family connection and love, a respectful love between you and whoever you love. You're worthy of all of this. We all are. You know, it says that we're made in God's image. Is God garbage? No, you're not either. And I don't normally talk about God, but it's something to reflect on if you believe in God or the great creator or the universe. Whatever that is that you believe in, that spirituality, remember that you are not born as garbage. You are born as greatness. Your children are born as greatness. You have to see their passions, their strengths, your passions, your strengths. Because once you recognize it, you can start putting those strengths into your life. I'm really good at this. Answer me that question. I am really good at, put it in the comments. I am really good at, fill in the blank. I love to see you put it in the comment. What about this sentence? Can you complete this one for me? This will be your second one. Wouldn't it be awesome if? Who's brave enough to put in the comments? We're all here. We're all talking. Put in the comments, wouldn't it be awesome if? And it can be anything. I do a morning 3 with my clients. I encourage my clients to do a morning 3 every morning to complete these 3 sentences. 1, comforting my children. Wouldn't it be awesome if you comforted your children? Or is it, I am really good at comforting my children? I'm guessing it's that one. And I'm so glad you are. And your children appreciate it. And they will appreciate it their whole lives. Let's talk about the morning 3. I challenge you to do this every morning with your children and you and your significant other, and read them before you go to bed. Finish this sentence first. I am so grateful for. I am so grateful for. If anybody wants to put in the comments, put in the comments. Second one, I am. This is a positive affirmation about yourself. I am. I'm wonderful. I am creative. I'm intelligent. I'm a good friend. I'm a great partner. I'm a great parent. Nothing negative goes after those 2 words. They're too powerful for that. No, your brain doesn't listen to anyone as much as it listens to you. So feed it some wonderful information. And number 3 of the morning 3, wouldn't it be awesome if? That gives you the opportunity to dream, to have goals. It gives your children the opportunity to dream and have goals. And then read it the night before that same night before you go to bed. For your kids, it might be something like, wouldn't it be great if I ace my spelling test? Wouldn't it be great if I get my braces off in June? Whatever it is, there's no judgment, there's no ridicule, there's no uh criticism about what your family writes, just let them write. And let me tell you a secret about gratitude. The more you practice gratitude every day, Parents always want to know how they can help their children to be more appreciative and less entitled. Practice gratitude. Because here's the thing, if your children know that every day they have to write down something they're grateful for and they can't think of something new, guess what happens? They start looking for something to be grateful for. And once our brains start looking for things to be grateful for, we have switched the light on in our brains to become appreciative. And that's what will help your children to appreciate more and more. So do the morning 3. And if you're not sure what they are, again, send me a message here on Instagram and reach out. Okay, guys. So if you're ready to stop yelling in 21 days, if you would like May 21st to be the day that you're done with it and you know how to control your own feelings, your own temper, your children are more cooperative. If you want that day on May 21st, write it on your calendar, mark a star, color it yellow. Then you need to go to quityelling.com. Put in the coupon code podcast, quityelling.com, coupon code podcast. And in 21 days, my friends, 21 days, you will have a new attitude towards life, towards your children, towards yourself, and towards every morning when you open your eyes and wake up. How would that feel? I am so honored that you have spent time here with me today. I am eternally grateful for that. I know life gets busy, and the fact that you took time out of your busy schedule to hang out with me is an honor and a blessing. I'm here every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I live right outside of Baltimore, Maryland. And if you're here in Baltimore, hi to you. Anywhere else, hi to you. I'm grateful that you're here. I hope you decide to make a change. If you have questions about the program, message me here on Instagram, message me on Facebook, message me on Messenger, wherever you're watching me from. Or go to my email, celia@celiakibler.com. Celia@celiakibler.com. Just remember my name. Take a snapshot. And that's my email, celia@celiakibler.com. I am here to help you. And through the Day of Calm Foundation, I am here to even offer parenting programs to your schools so that your schools can be more impactful. Your parents in your schools can be more intentional. Can you imagine this world if we all stopped yelling at children? And if we really ended the anger and rage that is an epidemic in today's world? It starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with me. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Thank you for being here. I have to go on to my next client. I'm so grateful. And as always, friends, I wish you days filled with peace, love, tons of laughter. You know how I feel about laughter. It really is the best medicine. So laugh more, laugh at yourself, laugh at your kids, laugh at the funny stuff that goes on all around you. Laughter really is the best medicine. I love you all, and I'll see you here next time around the web. Bye-bye, everyone.